Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu says the security and welfare of every Nigerian remains the sacred priorities of his government. He stated this in Lokoja at the 10th Memorial Anniversary celebration of the former governor of Kogi, Prince Abubakar Audu. Tinubu, who was represented by Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said the administration had taken various steps to deliver on the priorities. The Abuja chapter of the Association of Resident Doctors has suspended its 30-day-old indefinite strike following a directive from the national body and renewed assurances that its demand will be implemented. Now, the suspension was announced by the Association of Resident Doctors, FCTA President Dr. George Ebong, who cautioned that the doctors will resume the industrial action if the federal government tertiary administration fails to fulfill its commitment within the next 4 weeks as promised by the Minister of Health, Professor Mohammed Ali Partey. The House of Representatives has held a major public hearing on proposed amendments to Nigeria anti-corruption laws, including the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act, as well as the ICPC Act. The bills seek to modernize asset declaration rules, strengthen oversight institutions, and address provisions which lawmakers describe as outdated or rights infringing. National Assembly correspondent Anete Patrick tells us more.
Inside the National Assembly, lawmakers, civil society groups, and anti-corruption agencies converged for a joint public hearing aimed at reviewing 3 amendment bills central to Nigeria's integrity framework. Top on the list was the move to overhaul the Code of Conduct Act, particularly provisions affecting asset declaration, age requirements for leadership positions, and the operational structure of anti-corruption bodies. A major point of debate came from concerns that the current asset declaration law compels public officers to declare the assets of their spouses, something critics argue is unrealistic, intrusive, and inconsistent with cultural realities and constitutional rights.
Anybody that is appointed by the president also has to go through clearance and approval by the National Assembly. So there are enough provisions to ensure that age should not be a barrier.
Another contentious clause is the section that seeks to deny convicted persons under the Act the presidential prerogative of mercy and exclusion. Lawmakers say contradicts the Constitution.
This is based on the assumption the drafter of this Act and in this particular section is basing it on the assumption that a spouse, be male or female, has a full knowledge and full information, correct information about the assets of his or her spouse.
There was also strong advocacy for updating the asset declaration form itself to include liabilities, improving the evaluation process, and integrating professional bodies with technical expertise.
This bill is aimed to amend the Act, a necessary and timely response aimed at addressing identified gaps and weaknesses.
Lawmakers emphasized that the amendments are necessary to reflect modern governance standards, technological advancements, and Nigeria's evolving legal landscape. The committee assured stakeholders that all submissions will feed into a strengthened anti-corruption architecture. From the National Assembly, Anete Patrick reporting for Global TV News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has ordered all construction companies operating on roads across the country to ensure adequate placement of road signs at all construction sites. A statement by the Corps spokesperson, Assistant Corps Marshal Olusegun Ogunbamidele, stated that the directive issued by the Corps Marshal Mohammed Shehu is to ensure the safety of the monitoring public around construction sites. In many urban cities across the country, roadside parking has become a growing concern. What seems like a simple act, parking a vehicle by the roadside, now contributes to traffic congestion, road accidents, and delays that affect commuters daily. Our correspondent Sadiatu Garba gives us more details.
From Lagos to Abuja to other major cities, the story is the same. Urban roads meant to carry fast-moving traffic are now shrinking as a result of vehicles parked indiscriminately by the roadside. Cars, buses, trucks, and even commercial vehicles take over portions of major roads and bridges, forcing other road users to squeeze into narrow lanes. The result is longer travel times, increased road rage, and in some cases, avoidable accidents.
On the issue of illegal parking in Abuja, I think we can do better. Everybody should be responsible, But, other things that the government can do is, maybe putting some measures in place. Do you understand? So that, security men can, tell people what to do.
Experts say poor urban planning, inadequate parking infrastructure, and weak enforcement of existing traffic laws are the major causes. In many cities, shopping plazas, markets, and even organizations depend entirely on roadside parking, with no designated parking lots for customers and staff.
Government should try and eradicate it in one way or the other. Let them try. One problem with Nigeria is we don't know how to maintain. We don't have maintenance culture, because they will do it today, the next day another government will come and tourniquet it.
Beyond inconvenience, roadside parking has serious economic costs. Studies show that traffic congestion leads to loss of productivity, increased fuel consumption, and environmental pollution. Safety is also a major concern. Parked vehicles obstruct visibility, making it difficult for motorists to see oncoming traffic or pedestrians crossing the bridge. Some cities have begun towing illegal parked vehicles, imposing fines and creating designated parking zones, but many believe more needs to be done, including public awareness campaigns and collaboration between governments, transport unions, and private developers.
The only thing you can do is that to mobilize people that will direct them, or to create a park, understand? To have a park, so that if there is enough car park, there will be no illegal parking. But because of there's no space, there's no particular place, like all this place, open place now, you can make it open park, so that if you come to the market, you drive your car, you park that, it's safe there. Even if you pay money, it's better.
With rapid population growth and increase in car ownership in urban areas, the pressure on already overstretched roads continues to mount until authorities provide adequate parking solutions and enforce laws consistently. Roadside parking will remain a major obstacle to smooth urban mobility. Sadiatu Garba, reporting for Global Television.
In the past few years, content creation has grown from a simple hobby into a powerful income source for millions of young Nigerians. From TikTok challenges to Instagram Reels, YouTube vlogs, and sponsored ads, many young creators are now earning more online than in traditional jobs. Anatu Itunu tells us more on this report.
With unemployment rising and economic hardship affecting families, young Nigerians are turning their creativity into cash. What started as fun videos has now become a serious profession and for many a lifeline. Powered by affordable smartphones and growing social media use, content creation has exploded nationwide. From comedy skits to hair tutorials, travel vlogs, food reviews, and lifestyle tips, today's youth are turning everyday life into digital gold.
Content creation, especially most of these apps nowadays like TikTok, YouTube, even Snapchat now, I've heard they pay a lot of their content creators through different means. One of the major difficulties I feel is engagement, especially when starting.
Monetization now comes in different forms: brand partnerships, sponsored posts, affiliate marketing, YouTube ads, live stream, and even digital products. For some creators, one viral video can change everything. Beyond fame, content creation has created new jobs: editors, photographers, managers, makeup artists, and social media assistants. Entire communities are now built around digital creativity.
You can
monetize your TikTok content and get more money. Then we have gifting also. That is where the audience give you stars and all of that.
But the journey isn't perfect. Poor electricity, high data costs, and saturated competition make it hard for beginners to grow. Some also face cyberbullying and pressure to constantly stay relevant. Yet, despite these challenges, more young Nigerians are embracing content creation as a modern career, one driven by talent, consistency, and opportunity.
The difficulties is, I think it's more from the apps, like the Facebook, the TikTok. I think they have high standards that are making them go all out, just all out.
In a country where traditional jobs are scarce, creativity has become currency. For these young creators, social media is not just entertainment, it's empowerment. Lily Samihana reporting for Global TV.
Nigerian Meteorological Agency has predicted sunshine and haziness from Monday to Wednesday across the country. NEMNET's weather outlook released in Abuja evinced sunny skies over the entire northern region throughout the forecast period. It evinced sunny skies with patches of clouds over the entire central region. Moving on to Kano State Government has dismissed widespread rumors suggesting an impending security crisis in the state, insisting that Kano remains calm, stable, and fully secured. A statement issued by the Director General Media and Publicity, Sanusi Dawankin Tofa, says the government noted that no credible intelligence indicates any imminent threat to public space and peace. The clarification followed a State Security Council meeting attended by all service chiefs, where Governor Abba Yusuf received a detailed briefing on current security operations across the state. You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When News Cycle returns, Nigeria's GDP rises by 3.98% in third quarter of 2025, driven by strong agricultural and industrial growth. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, Nigerians' gross domestic product grew by 3.98% year-on-year in real term in the third quarter of 2025, urging above the 3.86% recorded in the same quarter of 2024. Now, fresh data released by the National Bureau of Statistics indicates that in its third quarter GDP report, the Bureau highlighted broad-based improvement across key sectors. Still in the news, the Nigerian Conservation Foundation, Natural Eco Capital and Business for Nature have launched a new partnership to combat Nigeria's alarming deforestation rates and promote nature-positive development. Speaking at the Business Advisory Group inauguration workshop in Abuja, Deputy Director, Forestry, Federal Ministry of Environment, Chris Awoyo, said Nigeria's commitment to achieving nature-positive future is deeply rooted in its national vision for sustainable development. The Nigerian Conservation Foundation stated that only about 4% of Nigeria's original forest cover remains, and the country loses approximately 400,000 hectares of forest annually due to logging, agriculture, and urban expansion. On the foreign news now, Israel gathered outside President Isaac Herzog's residence on Sunday, protesting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's request for a presidential pardon as he faces ongoing corruption trials. Mukhtar Qasim tells us more.
Protesters say Netanyahu's move is an attempt to escape accountability in a trial that has dragged on for years. They insist that granting a pardon would undermine the rule of law and deepen mistrust in state institutions. Demonstrators also accuse Netanyahu of using political influence to pressure the presidency.
Our message to Herzog is clear. In Israel, Israel is still a democracy, and in a democracy, every citizen, never mind if he's a small citizen or the prime minister, need to put his time in court, and if he has something to, someone is accusing him of something, he needs to prove that he's innocent, and Netanyahu knows that he is not innocent, and this is now he wants to run from his trial.
President Herzog, you need to protect the people of Israel. You do not need to protect the Prime Minister of Israel. Your job is to protect the Israeli democracy, the legacy, to protect us as a great nation. And if you will demolish law and order, this might be the end of the Israeli democracy.
So we are here to explain Herzog that we are not going to accept that. We know that he is the weakest point in this chain. This is why Netanyahu approaches him. But he has to stand still for us, for our kids, and for the way that history is going to remember him.
The rally has intensified public debate over whether the president should intervene in an unresolved legal process. Herzog is now under growing pressure as he considers the highly contentious request. Mukhtar Qasim, reporting for Global Television News. Protesters say Netanyahu's move.
In sports stories now, cash-strapped Sheffield Wednesday have been handed a further 6-point deduction by the English Football League. The most recent charges relate to the Championship club's failure to pay players in March, May and June of this year, as well as other non-payments to its staff and British tax authorities. The former Premier League club were hit with a 12-point deduction on October 24th after filing for administration. Still on sports, Bayern Munich President Uli Hosberg has reflected on the club's transfer policy during the 2025 summer window, noting that the club made the right decision not to sign Sovar Simmons, Jermaine Grittens and Benjamin Sisko. Fabian Romano quoted the president as saying the club made the right decision not to sign any of the players, referring to young talent Sovar Simmons, Jermaine Bernard Grittens and Benjamin Sisko, defended the club's cautious approach, pointing to the potential financial risk of aggressive spending and emphasizing Bayern's commitment to sustainable growth. And that's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good evening.